What's that? Yeah, you did well. I was a bit off by a couple of feet. Well, you do your cuts right and it goes where you want it. That was perfect. You didn't cut through your hinge wood, especially not on your holding wood side, like that one I did the other day. You can't take as much risk with this, because if you did cut through it, it could hit the house. Perfect. 30% in, a bit less than 10%, but it was all even the whole way across, and then you had to step up. People might say it's a bit high, but who cares? Yeah. That was perfect. It went exactly where you wanted it to go.
Yes, sir.
YouTube. Thanks for watching all these videos. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it, Quentin and I. And I'm noticing we're getting a lot of views. It's actually quite good for someone just starting out. So something we're doing seems to click with people. So we'll try and add more education. It seems to be what a lot of the comments are about. There's no hate coming through yet, which is good. Usually the internet has a lot of hate, but no hate just yet. So we're just going to try and increase the education. So it might be below your level of education, or it might be above your level. Either way, there should be something that you could take away from it, if not just for a laugh at the mistakes I make. If you are watching, it helps us if you click stuff and do stuff. So the like and subscribe thing, it just means that we know it's being watched and valued. And also that will help it come up for you, so then you can comment on it and tell us what to do. I reply to every single comment. At the moment there's not many, admittedly. There's a couple actually from some international arborist YouTube channels that are commenting as well, which is quite nice. I had to quickly go and subscribe to their channel because I actually wasn't subscribed to everything either. It's just the way of the world. So if you can help out, you don't have to pay a subscription or anything, so just like and subscribe, and that'd help us real well. You know, maybe one day from this we can grow an entire training organisation, like a proper registered training organisation. That's my end goal. That's what I want to do. And in the meantime, just build some traction, have some fun, and go from there. Hi, so this is the setup I've got. I've got my Roperunner, I've got my foot line on, got my high point. I've got my tail, it's a little bit long, so I don't have to come all the way to that crutch. I can just go to that crutch below it and pull it down to me. I've also left my tail of my rope over one side of that branch where I intend to go, and then I'm going to go on the first side so I can ponytail retrieve it without coming all the way back up. So this is the ponytail retrieval where you just leave the tail of your rope over a branch of the side that you intend to move to. So you can just swing underneath it, grab the tail of your rope, take your device off, as long as it's secured, of course, by your flip line, and you can just tie a marlin spike above it. I get a bit paranoid, so I clip it in with a paranoid clip, and then you just grab your tail and pull the whole device over. The trouble is when you tie the knot on the wrong side of your device, and you just pull the rope and it pulls your device up, and then your device stays at the top, in which case you got to figure out a way to go get it. So it's a great little trick that lots of people like to use, and so do I. I just thought, bugger it, I'm going to put pressure on. I want likes and subscriptions. That's what I want. Got to have a line in the water to catch a fish, so I'm asking. Ah, you bastard. Never buy these crappy foot ascenders. Go buy that jet step thing, they're better. My prusik is a French prusik, but it's not working too well. Binds up quite a bit. I think I might go back to the catalyst hitch, which I did like, but it was a bit stiff. But at least the catalyst didn't lock up. I may just retie this, maybe take a wrap off. What have I got? I got 1, 2, I got 3 crossovers. Tonight I might take crossover off, and maybe a wrap off, maybe both. Don't need it to be super tight. Don't know if it slips a little bit. Whoa! Whoops. Ugh. Yikes. Whew. All right, let's move this high point up. So I just came up to this point here and redirected, and what I've done, I'm probably getting a lot of glare behind, I've just put my lifeline up there in the central part of this tree. It's not very high. I'm going to actually go higher than my high point out here because there's no other point to really go off. Everything's pretty thin. So I'll go out here and I'll remain, I've got 2 flip lines, I can remain clipped in the whole time. And I might even just put a redirect out here while I'm doing all of these branches. So pretty easy amount of wood. I'm deciding whether to take off just little bits or take this whole thing back. So the decision to be made here is, we've talked to and fro and back and forth with Quentin, myself and the property owner. The house wants to be clear. So to achieve that, you can just cut indiscriminately straight down. However, that compromises the health of the tree and the structure of the tree. So we use arboricultural techniques, natural target pruning. So we cut to targets rather than indiscriminate pruning. And that will help the tree have the best future and not epi out and cause more dangerous branches in the future. So we want to look at it very carefully from an arboricultural point of view. There is a 1/3 rule, so you don't really want to take more than 1/3 of the foliage off any branch. There's a calculation from the wood mass to foliage mass on a branch, and if you reduce too much foliage, the tree can panic and put on a lot of epis and a lot of growth, or it can ring bark itself and kill off that branch. Lots of bad things. That go talk to a Cert 5 arborist to figure out all that stuff. But from a basic level, I know it's not good for the tree. It is a eucalypt, I'll admit that. You can go pretty hard on these things and they're generally all right. However, just in general tree terms, we're talking here. So the issue is we could go out and clear the house out here and take 30%, 30%, 30%, 30% off and almost take it off the house. And then you've got to come back every few years to check on it or whatever to make sure it doesn't fall in the house. And then you might have a customer that's not happy because they come out and go, it's not off the house. So if we were to take it right off the house, all of the foliage means we would have to take it back down to at least this point here, which is probably about 300 mil diameter, 200 to 300 mil diameter. And what that does is that opens up a giant wound, thicker than my fat leg, and it will take years for that to compartmentalize and seal over. So that's years of an open wound being exposed to pathogens and funguses that we want to avoid. So as a rule of thumb for pruning, we want to prune small, so smaller cuts seal up quicker, and we want to keep our cuts further away from the trunk. You think about it as in, you've got an injury on your finger, you cut a finger off. It's gonna heal reasonably quick, and if you get an infection out there, it's not the end of the world. Well, it depends. But if I cut my whole arm off, that's a huge wound. It will really compromise my health. It will take a lot longer to heal, and if I get an infection right there, that's near my living bits. So that's where I could get some serious health issues. So as a rule of thumb, prune smaller and further away from the main stem, and don't take too much off a branch. So I'm going to go out there and just have a look at it, see if it's viable to prune little bits off, which, to be honest, I don't think it's going to happen from looking at this. I think we will have to do a big wound down there, which means the customer will be very happy. The tree won't be happy, and we won't be happy because we've got to carry it all out. But it is what it is. We need to clear this for the house, and if the tree's got to go, the tree's got to go. Luckily enough, it's not going to go. We're just going to take a branch off, probably. So slippery. Got no traction whatsoever. Stand straight underneath down there, you'll be able to pull more. It's going to swing down there, but jump out of the way. Hold on.